The first
Aroma.
Acoma.
That's an R.
It's a C. That's fucking
You're a
me.
C.
Cunt. Oh.
Cut. Welcome, brewers and beer lovers, to Flying Wombat TV, the channel where it's all about making fun and creative styles of beer with science and biotechnology involved. Today, as you can tell, we are back for another tasting video. So this one is 1 week after from release date of the brew day of the NEIPA, and that is what we're tasting today. So this super hazy orange juice looking thing, that's the NEIPA.
Looks great.
So,
Smells great.
does it? We'll get into it. We're going to give you our honest feedback of how this thing turned out, or as honest as we can be without bias. And again, if you guys brewed this particular beer, or if you know anything that can make a NEIPA even better, please let us know, because we're open ears.
Yeah. Give it a smell then.
Like, it just smells like
Oh.
hops.
Fruit.
Honestly, it just...
Fruity hops.
It smells like
That's
the
what pops off.
Yeah, it
first.
smells exactly like the hops that went into it. So there's like tons of like...
I'm not going to wait.
It just smells like Galaxy Amarillo and El Dorado. It's just like a fruit salad of hops. It's like pineapple, mango, passion fruit, lots of orange. Yeah, there's so much fruit on the nose.
Have a sip, mate. Tastes like a beer.
It tastes
It's
like
not
a beer.
watery this time.
No.
No.
So, last Brew Talk
Yeah.
video, we were very frustrated with the mouthfeel of the stout, of the chocolate stout. This one definitely doesn't have that problem. So
No.
this one has a lot of wheat and oat in the grain bill. So both of them working together really help to smooth out and create a nice creamy mouthfeel. And when I say creamy, I don't mean like like a dessert beer where it's thick. It's just enough to coat the tongue and give it body, so it doesn't feel like you're just drinking boozy water.
It rolls off the tongue well. It's smooth in a sense.
Oh my god, yeah, that's good mouthfeel. It's very silky.
Very hoppy,
Very
flavor-wise.
Very hoppy. So, I mean, I guess we're diving into flavors.
it's not extreme hoppiness. I think it's hoppy, but it's not like
And full
double IPA.
Full transparency, we've had a couple beers already before we filmed this, so we're probably not
Just a couple beers.
we're probably not the sharpest tools in the shed right now, but
Yeah, we may be the bluntest tools in the shed at the moment.
all right, we've gone straight into flavor. We've completely skipped over first impressions. When you taste this, what's your first thoughts?
Smooth. Hoppy.
For me, it's like just orange. I get so much orange. I get so much orange from this. Like, there's a lot of citrus in this thing, but not the citrus of like a lemon. It's like really fruity, zesty stuff, like an orange, like a really sweet orange.
You got the tang at the end. Aftertaste, definitely.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, as far as flavor goes, obviously the biggest one for me is like a really sweet, really ripe orange.
Yeah.
And then I get a bit of pineapple, a bit of passion fruit, just general kind of candy-like sweetness, I guess. Maybe a touch at the end of like a nectarine, apricot, that kind of thing, like a peach, more like a peach actually.
Damn.
Yeah.
You got taste buds.
I practice.
You got buds that taste. You're gonna tip the table.
Taxi. No, but that's what I get out of it. As far as like bitterness goes, there's little to no bitterness. I mean, there is bitterness there. The bitterness is just enough that you notice it exists. It's not enough to really tip the scales in any direction. So,
yeah, it's not extremely bitter. You have the hoppiness that is more
well, that's the thing.
impactful.
Yeah, there's more like there's bitterness, but it's more like because there was such a massive dry hop addition in this one. The bitterness that's coming through is more of that hoppy bitterness. I don't know how to describe dry hop bitterness, that sort of thing. It's more like the tartness, the dry tartness that you get from a big dry hop addition, rather than the bitterness that you get from adding bittering hops at the start of the boil. So it's got that tart kind of hoppy thing going on, but it was kegged last night for this video because I was impatient. Could have probably left this for 2 weeks if we wanted to taste this at its peak. but we're impatient and I really wanted to know what the beer tasted like. So it was kegged last night, we're drinking it today. If we were really trying to do it justice, we'd drink it in 2 weeks from now, because with big hoppy NEIPAs or IPAs, they kind of do need a week or two in the keg to marry a little bit, let the flavors synchronize with each other without, you know, blowing out that kind of hoppy bitterness thing going on. But anyway, I'm rambling.
No puns intended.
Yeah.
You went there.
I thought we were being PG.
What about alcohol-wise, ABV?
Yeah, so this one came out, memory 6.8, 6.9%. I'll double check that. But yeah,
that's
it's boozy. It's
That's
boozy.
an IPA.
I mean, yeah, it's well within that NEIPA territory. But because there's enough silkiness, like the body is silky and thick enough, and then there's a lot of hops going on, it balances the booze.
Yeah.
Like there's enough sugar left in there, because it's like, it's not dry.
It honestly, I think it's disguised, the alcohol percentage in this beer. It's very hard to tell it's actually that alcoholic.
Yeah.
But that's because of all the flavor.
Yeah, you don't feel the burn of the ethanol, do you?
No,
it's
no.
like juice. It's so sweet. And when I say sweet, I mean the perception of sweetness.
Yeah.
It's not actually sugary. It's because there's the hops are giving that massive perception of sweetness. It feels sweet, like orange juice, without being sugary. I don't know how to describe it. You guys would know. You guys drink beer. You get what I mean. It's like that, basically. It feels sweet, but it's not sweet. And that's hiding the booziness of the drink itself. But I do think that that level of booze was needed because it balances everything out.
Yeah. I mean, it's what you expect in a NEIPA as well.
Yeah. And like, I consider, like when you taste beer and you consider balance, I consider balance in the holy trinity. So you have bitterness, booziness, and like mouthfeel / leftover sugars sort of thing.
Technical term, booziness.
Yeah, super technical, booziness. That's what they taught us in science camp. But like, this one time at science camp, those of American Pie lovers, you get what I mean. But yeah, you need the booze to match the sugar to match the bitterness. If you have something that's too bitter without enough booze in it, it just feels like you're drinking a really, you know, over boiled tea. Like it's just too much there. But then if you have something that's too boozy without enough bitterness or without enough mouthfeel, it just feels like you're drinking flavored vodka. Like it all goes out of whack. So you need those three to work together, which by the way is why it's so hard to make very low alcohol beers.
Yeah.
But we'll touch on that in another
Very
time.
light on the malts.
Yeah, exactly.
Very light
If you're trying to make
everything,
something that's like a 2% beer, it's so hard, because if you're trying to make like an IPA at 2%, you have to use the hops to make it feel like an IPA, but then that throws the balance out because you don't have enough booze to balance it. Anyway, I digress. That's a topic for another occasion.
Another day. Any changes though you think you'd make? Potentially. Hop schedule, hop amounts, malts.
See, it's a tricky one. I think, look, honestly, I'm super happy with this beer, and I really hope one of you guys brews this, because I'd love to get your thoughts, because it is, without question, a NEIPA. It's got a lot of fruit coming at you. I think what I would like to change isn't necessarily something that I'm picking out and saying, oh, I don't like that, I want to change it. And I think it's just more curiosity. I'd like to change the ratios of the hops. So I'd like to take this more either in the direction of orange flavors or mango flavors. So I would ramp up the, like say, if I wanted to go chasing that mango side of things, I can't remember what hops were in this.
Try kind of define it more in a specific flavor.
Yeah, because at the moment it's a little bit of a fruit salad. So there's just, you kind of taste
explosion.
fruit. Yeah, it's a bit of an explosion of fruit, but you can't quite tell what fruit it is. I think, let's say for example, if I wanted to go in the direction of orange, I would want to ramp up the Amarillo hops and reduce, say, the Galaxy hops. Something like that. So we lean more towards that orange side of things. But that's kind of more curiosity than, like, I don't like it, I want to change it. So I don't know. I think, look, a big change that I would want in this beer is I want that tartness from the dry hop additions to calm down. But I also do think that will calm down in about 2 weeks. So,
do you think this is the best beer we've brewed so far? on their channel.
Yeah, so I reckon. See, I was saying to Odin earlier. I think it would be a hot contest between this and the lager.
Yeah.
I actually think the lager was
Lager was
pretty good. It was a very delicate.
It was the first video.
It was
the
a very
first brew day.
It was a very refined
Yeah.
beer. Like it really knew what it was. It's like someone that really is confident in their own skin. That's what that lager
is. That the
was.
thing with lagers though?
But they have to be like that.
Yeah.
If you got a shitty lager, it's just like it tastes like beer, right?
Yeah.
But if you got a really
Got a VB.
yeah, exactly. But if you've got a really well-defined, really well-crafted lager, it's like a very confident individual. It just knows who it is. So it's very delicate. It's got very nuanced flavors. It's the maltiness carries through without being overpowering.
I think we're hinting at what the next brew day is going to be.
I think we are. It'll be a bit of a heads-up clash between this and that.
Yeah.
But look, I think if this is not the best, it's very close to the top. I think it is definitely better than the stout. I think it's better than the pale ale. And personally, for me, it's better than the pina colada because I actually am not a fan of the pina colada as much as my other beers because I don't love how sweet and dessert-like the pina colada is. That being said, a lot of people that have tried that one love that more than my other beers. So, it's horses for courses. But for me, it's between this and the lager.
How many wombats?
I'll give it 9 wombats.
I'll give it 9 wombats.
I think it could be even hoppier. But there's the dangerous thing with NEIPAs though. You just want to keep throwing more and more hops.
I don't think we did the wombat thing with the lager, so I prefer my lagers. So, but standards besides, it's a pretty good beer.
That could be an idea for another video. Maybe we do a tasting review of the NEIPA versus the lager.
Ooh.
I'm going in thinking that my NEIPA is the champion. He's thinking that the lager is the winner. We'll go head to head and see which one takes it out.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I'll give it a 9. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good. It's solid.
It's a very solid NEIPA. Like for its style.
Like, I couldn't think of any changes like as a more.
Yeah,
what would I consider myself? Not a brewer.
You're a beer connoisseur. You're a beer wanker, mate.
I let him do the talking.
Look, I can't think of things that I would specifically change to make it better, which is part of the reason why I'd really love your feedback and hear what you guys are doing to make your NEIPAs even better. The only thing that I can think of for this one is just adding more hops, but then it's kind of like, where does it end? Because you can always add more hops. So
it never ends, that's the thing.
What I would like to do is do a double NEIPA version of this same beer. So make it boozier, make it hoppier, and compare this against a double version and, I don't know, see how they stack up against each other.
See how we pass out, how quick we pass out.
They're pretty up there on the ABV.
Okay,
so.
I'd be keen for double NEIPA. Ooh, triple NEIPA.
Yeah, no driving after that one.
No driving. Drink responsibly.
Yeah. Disclaimer. But yeah, maybe that's a good idea for coming weeks actually, head to head. Yeah, the NEIPA versus the lager. In any case, guys, I hope you enjoyed this.
Cheers.
I hope we weren't too boring for those of you that are still watching by this point. We like to talk shit, but, we love it when you guys give us a comment or two here and there to let us know if we're on the right track. So cheers for that. And if you're feeling generous, like and subscribe. As always, happy brewing. Cheers.